So I'll tell you my real life example in which you'll be able to appreciate and understand what is the difference between audit and investigation. Okay, so I was auditing a very big company, a multinational company, a company which was into selling of insurance policies. So as you are aware, Life Insurance Corporation, many private players are also there who are selling their life insurance policies. ICICI Prudential is there, HDFC Life is there, many companies are there. Now some corporate insurance brokers are there, agents are there, middlemen. They are agents on behalf of HDFC or on behalf of ICICI Bank, and they sell their insurance policies to public at large, and their business, their company is known as corporate insurance agent companies. Okay, and this is a different type of insurance agents. They are not normal insurance agents which would approach you like you are sitting at your home. They'll approach you coming to you. No, they will call you up. They will approach you over a call. So you must have received a lot of calls. Sir, do you want insurance policy? So I was auditing this very big company, a huge company, multi-crores turnover was there, located at Noida, and I'm not going to reveal the name, otherwise you'll come to know of it. So I freshly qualified my CA. At that point in time, you are filled with energy, you are filled with motivation to do something which you have never done in your life, because you have freshly qualified your degree and you become a professional. So you are very, very enthusiastic about your work. So I was also very enthusiastic about my work, and I was auditing this very big company where, you know, that experience of interacting with the CFO, you are just a freshly qualified professional and you are interacting with CFO of the company. That gives you a kick. It gives you a a morale booster, which is like nothing else, which is like no less than any other morale booster. So yes, I was auditing that particular company, and what happens is I got to know about marketing expenses which were there in the books of accounts of the company worth rupees 5 crores. Marketing expenses worth rupees 5 crores. I thought that yes, these 5 crores expenses is really a huge amount, a hefty amount. So I asked the company to bring me all the vouchers, all the invoices which are relevant for auditing this 5 crores of marketing expenses. So they produced the vouchers, the invoices which were there for auditing this 5 crores marketing expenses. So I picked up a voucher. Okay, I picked up an invoice, and that invoice was titled as Lakshmi Auto Parts Limited, and the title of the invoice was this, which means that the company which was giving this service to my company was Lakshmi Auto Parts Private Limited. And below in the main description column, it was written that canopy purchased, 50 canopies purchased, and there was that bill of 50,000 or 60,000 rupees. Now my first question was, now I hope you understand what is a canopy. Canopy is the temporary structure which is put on the roads, footpath and all, where the goods or services of a particular organization is displayed to public at large. That is known as a canopy. So apparently the company had purchased canopies, 50 canopies, which was to be put in entire Delhi NCR, and that was the bill for that particular expense. I thought, okay, company has purchased canopy for publicity, for doing marketing of their insurance products. But one thing clicked in my mind. What was that one thing? One thing was that, sir, why would an auto part company sell canopy? How is it possible that an auto part company sell canopy? Now this thing clicked me. The invoice was absolutely perfect. The payment was happening through bank, so I had no reason to doubt the payment also. The TDS was deducted, everything was proper. But now my brain was only stuck at one point. Why Lakshmi Auto Parts Private Limited was having this kind of expenditure? I said, okay, chalo, let me pick up the next invoice. I picked up the next invoice, and again in the next invoice, I thought something was peculiar. What was peculiar was that invoice again had the title of some individual, some random individual, Shri Narendra Pratap Singh, and he sold some banners to the company. So it was written that 250 banners sold to the company, and these banners were put across Delhi NCR. Now I was a little confused because this was a corporate insurance agency, and banner putting by a corporate agency, even I live in Delhi, so I have never seen any banners which are put by corporate insurance agents. And in today's modern world, any which ways, in Delhi primarily banners are not very popular, and some corporate insurance banner I have never seen. Okay, so my mind was little confused, But yes, the invoice was proper. GST and everything was proper. TDS was deducted appropriately. Everything was proper. But the name, the title of the invoice was little doubtful. I was under confusion that why would a auto part company sell canopy? Why would an individual sell banner? So I was a little confused. I picked up more samples, and more samples I picked up, I found the same thing in every sample, that there was something fishy, something which was not appropriate according to me, something which was not gelling with my idea of having a marketing expense, because marketing advertisement expense according to me means that these are boardings which are put by you, maybe some advertisement on radio, or television is not possible because corporate agents don't advertise on television, or Facebook marketing, Facebook, or any other kind of marketing, then that would have been okay. But these were sounding fishy to me. Now I was a young chartered accountant at that point in time, freshly qualified, full of energy and vigor, and suddenly I realized that I had an invisible hat. Do you remember that detectives in big movies and detectives in television, they wear a black hat? I suddenly realized that I am wearing a big hat. I suddenly realized that I had a black overcoat on me. Byomkesh Bakshi, yes, Shubham, absolutely, just like Byomkesh Bakshi. So I had a black overcoat which was knee length, and I was wearing that, and I had a cigar in my mouth. So I felt like that. I felt that I am a detective now. Soon as I felt like that, an idea struck me, just like idea strikes Byomkesh Bakshi, or idea strikes Hardy Boys, or any other Sherlock Holmes. Yes, Sherlock Holmes is a very good example. So yes, idea struck me. What was the idea? Idea was that why don't I call up Lakshmi Auto Parts Limited as a third party stranger, not telling that I am from company or I am auditor or something, and I asked them that I need canopies, can you supply them to me? I did the same thing. I, through a phone, I called up Lakshmi Auto Parts Limited and I asked them, do you supply canopies? I have to purchase canopies, please give me canopies. So the receptionist at the other end told me, sir, this is an auto part company. We sell auto parts. We are a company which deals in auto parts. We do not sell canopy. No, we don't sell. I think you are mistaken, sir. We don't sell canopy. So I asked them, have you ever sold canopy in your life? She said, no, sir, we have never sold canopy. We are not into canopy business. Canopy business is not ours. And I was like, yes, the aha moment for me. I said, yes, I found something fishy. So, CID, I became Pradyumna. I said, kuch to gadbad hai daya, kuch to gadbad hai. Soon as I realized that this invoice was little fake, I went to see another invoice. I went to call up some more invoices, and yes, I was right. Most of the invoices were fake. Most of the invoices, payments were made to the parties, but those payments did not relate to marketing expenses. I was so full of vigor and confidence and so full of energy that I took another step, a step which Byomkesh Bakshi would have taken. So I entered into the shoes of Byomkesh Bakshi or Sherlock Holmes, and I took another step. I physically went to one of the shops of which invoice was there. With invoice in my hand, I took the invoice in my hand and I went to one of the shops as a complete stranger, and I asked them, is this invoice pertaining to your business? So the other person told me, yes, receptionist told me, yes, the invoice pertains to our business, sir, but we do not sell canopies. If you want, I can check with my management how this invoice was generated, but we do not sell canopies. I thought my work was done. I said, no, please don't check anything. That's okay. Next day, when I came to my office, I came to my office like this, with my collar up. I came to my office like this. I straight away went to my manager and said, I need an early promotion. You give me an early promotion. My manager said, why? Why do you want an early promotion? What happened? I said, give me bonus this time. I have found out fraud worth rupees 5 crores to 10 crores. There is a fraud going on in the company worth 5 to 10 crores. I have found out that fraud, and I have solid evidences. I have concrete evidences that this fraud is happening in the company. I was so confident about my findings that I was very powerfully saying all these things to my manager. Then I narrated the entire incidents with all the steps which I took and even some add-ons to it, some mirchi masala to it, and told everything to my boss. I thought I will be receiving an appreciation, pat on my back, a bonus and a promotion. And what did I receive? I received in Hindi abuses. My mother, sister, entire family was dragged into those abuses, and I was reprimanded. I was scolded. I was on the verge of getting thrown out of one of the big fours in their statutory audit division because I had done a mistake. I went into investigation mode rather than an audit mode. Always remember, whenever you are doing audit, you are not an investigator. You cannot wear the coat of Sherlock Holmes and a hat and have a cigar in your hand. You are not an investigator. You cannot do cold calling. Cold calling means when you are as a third party calling some party which is related to the client. You cannot do that. You cannot call your client's debtors. You cannot call your client creditors. You cannot call your client vendors. You cannot do that. If you find something fishy in the invoices, you have to highlight it to the management. And the worst thing which I did, I took that invoice physically to an outside location. First of all, you cannot carry those documents outside client's place without client's permission. But I not only took out those documents outside client's premises without this permission, but I also did show them to the vendors of the client. It is absolutely not an acceptable behavior from an auditor. You are an auditor, you are not an investigator. So let us rewind the incidents which had took place in my case, and let me tell you where did I go wrong. So I found worth rupees 5 crores of mistake in the financial statements. I thought that invoices were all incorrect. I thought that the captions written do not mismatch with the marketing expenses, which the client is saying that this is marketing expenses, but I thought that this is absolutely a fraud case to happen. And suddenly when I found that 4 or 5 invoices are of the similar nature and there is something fishy, suddenly I thought like I have an artificial hat on my head and I have an overcoat, black color, on my shoulder. The moment this feeling strikes you that you are Sherlock Holmes or you are Byomkesh Bakshi, that is the moment when you realize that you are not an investigator. Immediately throw off that hat, immediately pull out the cigar from your mouth and throw out, immediately remove the overcoat and make yourself aware that you are not an investigator. If you find something fishy, if you find something weird, please talk to your manager immediately, please talk to your senior immediately, and do not move ahead with taking steps which are investigation steps and which are not the audit steps. So yes, we had found a very big fraud of company which was happening in the company. I was reprimanded and scolded, but at the end of the day, the company, we had confronted the CFO of the company and we had highlighted this case. Obviously, we did not tell them that we have reached your vendor's place and we have reached your partner's place. We have called them up. We did not tell all these things. Without telling all these things, we told the CFO that yes, there is something which is wrong, and yes, the future steps happened. But my moot point is, which I want you to realize, please control your emotions. हिंदी में अगर बोलूं तो, in Hindi, if I tell you in Hindi, अपनी भावनाओं पे कंट्रोल करो. अगर अपनी भावनाओं पे कंट्रोल नहीं करोगे तो ऑडिट से आप इन्वेस्टिगेशन मोड पे चले जाओगे. And always this thing is very important while you are doing audit, while you are doing tax or any other field. But I think it is very important in case of audit. Audit is a field in which it is very important. Control your feelings and emotions. Do not mix emotions and business. Business is a different thing, emotion is a different thing. Do not mix them. Soon as you are becoming emotional about the client, soon as you think that there is something fishy happening and I think I need to investigate it, stop yourself. Just remind yourself that you are an auditor. You are not a bloodhound. You are not an investigator. And yes, Tejashri is absolutely right. Sir, sometimes curiosity happens. You have to control your curiosity. You have to control your curiosity. You cannot let your curiosity flow in a negative direction, flow in a incorrect direction. You will be reprimanded by board of directors, by legal authorities if you do anything which is not under your purview. That was not under your purview. You are not an investigator. You cannot do cold calling. Sir, I want to do cold calling. Cold calling is not permissible. It is investigation. Visiting vendor's place, not permissible. Investigation. So whatever you have to do in your auditing area, that has to be absolutely emotionally controlled. You have to control your emotions. You have to control your feelings, and you never let Byomkesh Bakshi's coat on your, Sherlock Holmes' coat on your shoulders. So Byomkesh Bakshi used to wear a dhoti and kurta. So never wear a kurta which has the feeling of Byomkesh Bakshi. Never wear a dhoti which has a feeling of Byomkesh Bakshi, because that is going to land you in trouble. That is going to be a problematic situation. So by this example, I always differentiate between audit and investigation. Under audit, your responsibility is just to see the invoices, just to see the vouchers, just to see the documents which are being furnished to you. That's it. That's it. If the document is saying something, you have to believe on that document. But yes, if the document is forged, then you have the right to ask for the original copy of the document. So if, for example, I'll give you another example, guys. Sometimes you ask for bank statements from a client. Client gives you bank statement, okay? Sometimes client give you bank statement, a photocopy of bank statement. So client is saying, my bank statement has 5 crores of balance. You say, okay, give me a bank statement. Okay, bank statement is given to you. But bank statement is photocopy, not original. You have a right to ask for original copy of bank statement. You should not be satisfied with photocopy of bank statement. You should not be satisfied with photocopy of fixed deposit receipt. Now, anyone in the group, can you tell me a fraud which happened in India, which was unearthed, or which got caught because of bank and audit, and a scam in India which was caught because of bank statement? Okay, Gyan says Satyam, Shubham says Sharda, Gokul says scam 1992, Adarsh says PNB. The correct answer is, Gyan's answer is Satyam. Satyam fraud got caught because of a very simple thing, very simple analysis. So Satyam's bank statement showed a very heavy amount, okay, very heavy amount, and Satyam's rate of return was higher than market rate of return. So an investor asked the question in the general meeting that if Satyam's rate of return is so high, if their business is so good, then why have they kept so much money in their bank? They should have withdrawn that money and invested in the business so that more and more revenue is reaped. Because in your FD or in your bank, the interest which is fetched is only say 6%, 7%. After Corona, it has further dipped. A maximum 8%, 9% is the return. So an investor asked, why have you kept so much of balance in bank? Why have you kept? You shouldn't have kept so much of balance in bank. You should have invested in business. You would have earned more money. This was the question because of which Satyam scam was unearthed. And let me tell you a very interesting incident which happened with me when Satyam scam came to picture. So guys, I was auditing one of the biggest conglomerates of India, General Electric, GE company. I was auditing that company when this Satyam scam happened. And 1 week before, I was an article back then. I was an intern, articleship I was doing from KPMG. So 1 week before, I had brought photocopies of bank statements and bank confirmations with photocopies and put them in the file. Immediately 1 week after, Satyam scam happened. My partner, the partner of that particular audit assignment, she came to us and she told us, tear away these photocopies. I don't want these two photocopies. Send Nikhil to bank. Send Nikhil to bank on his own, and he should, in front of his eyes, get the confirmation from the bank manager. Do you understand the difference? Earlier we were relying on the photocopy of bank statement, but now the partner of audit, she told us that no, Satyam scam has happened. After Satyam scam, we have to be more cautious. Nikhil should go to bank, HDFC bank, physically he should go to bank, and he should download the bank statement and just see if bank people are signing that confirmation and giving stamp of bank on that confirmation. This all should happen physically. This all should happen in front of auditor's eyes. Now yes, that is not investigation, because management is aware about Nikhil going to bank. Management is aware about this. If management is not aware about this, then that is investigation. If management is aware about it, then that is not investigation. So whatever you have to do as an auditor, the clear distinction is you have to consult the management. Management should be with you in doing whatever step you want to take with respect to audit. However, in investigation, when you become an investigator, you do not consult with management, you do not consult with any other person and do whatever you want to do. You behave like a detective and you do whatever you want to do. That is not audit, that is investigation. So that is the differentiation between audit and investigation. And I find that 5:30, it's already 7:30. So if I tell more experiences of my audit journey, which I already shared with you through my video lectures, but if I share more journey of my audit, then entire evening I can go on and on and on and on with my experiences of audit, because audit is such an enriching experience. Audit is such a interesting experience. I have so many experiences. So, you know, right now in my mind, I have 5 or 10 experiences which I had in audit, and I want to share with all of them, but the time is limiting factor. And I know today we have our test. So let us get ready for test. So now I will display test in front of you, and guys, let's get ready for test of the first chapter.